Hello everyone, welcome to day 26 of August LeetCode Challenge, and today's question is verify pre-order serialization of a binary tree. In this question, we are given a serialized representation of pre-order traversal of a binary tree. We need to validate whether using this serialized string we can generate a binary tree where the traversal has been done in a pre-order fashion. So this is the example that is given to us. This is the input string that is there, and this is the corresponding tree. And when you perform the pre-order serialization of this binary tree, you will get this string. However, we not interested in moving from the tree to the serialized string. We need to tell whether the given serialized string is the pre-order representation of a binary tree or not. If it is, we need to return true. Otherwise, we need to return false. Without much ado, let's look at the presentation that I have created for this. And guys, this is a very interesting question. You will definitely like the solution. Verify pre-order serialization of a binary tree, LeetCode 331. And this is the serialized string that is given to us: 934 hash hash 1 hash hash 2 hash 6 hash hash. Hash represents a null value, and this is a corresponding tree that we can generate using this serialized string. And if you perform the serialization operation in a pre-order fashion, then you will get this string back. However, we are not interested in reconstructing the complete tree. We only need to know whether any such tree is possible whose pre-order traversal gives us this serialized string. And even before jumping onto the algorithm, let's talk about very few basic cases. Let's assume we are at 1 right now, and if a new node is added which holds some value into it at any of its child, it's in this case it's the left child, how much more vacancy is getting created in this tree? The vacancy that gets created is of 2 more new nodes that can be added at minimum at the second node, the newly added node. However, if this node would have been null instead of a valid value, what's more vacancy is getting created in the system? No vacancy is created in the system. It's a dead end when we add a null node. If you know this information, it's well and good, and we will be using this logic to actually come up with the algorithm. Just remember, when a new node is getting added, it creates a vacancy for 2 more new nodes to come up. When a null is getting added, it exhausts all the new vacancy. No new vacancy is getting created into the system. Now let's look at the algorithm. Let's create a variable that stores how much vacancy is currently present in the system. Since we know that the length of the input string is not null, we initialize the vacancy value to 1. And let's start the iteration. The first node that we see is 9, and we can witness this 9 in this tree. This is the root of the tree, and we want to make sure that we have visited this node. Once we have visited this node, we will reduce the vacancy to 0 since we have visited. And how much new vacancies is this node creating into the system? Since it's a null value, it will create 2 more vacancies. So the vacancies gets updated by 2. So the updated vacancy is 2. Let's continue the process. The next node that we have is 3. So since we are visiting 3 right now, we will reduce the vacancy by 1. And since this 3 is a null node, it creates 2 more vacancies into the system. So we'll add 2 to it. So the vacancy gets updated to 3. Next we have is 4 in the iteration. So we are consuming 4 or visiting 4. 4 being a non-null value creates 2 more vacancies. So 3 gets reduced by 2, 3 gets reduced by 1, and we add 2 to it. So what is the vacancy count? The vacancy count becomes 4. So let me just write 4 here. Next we have is a hash. So this is the hash that is represented in the serializing at this position. And let's visit this node. Since we are visiting this node, we are reducing the vacancy by 1. And since it's a null node, we will not add any value to the vacancy variable, since null doesn't exist, and null doesn't cause any increase in the vacancy. Let's continue the iteration. Next we have is a hash, another hash. So it is represented by this right child, and since we are visiting this node, we will reduce the vacancy to 2. Let's continue the process. Next we have is 1, and since we are visiting 1 now, we will reduce the frequency by 1. Vacancy gets updated to 1. Also, it's a null node. We will add a 2 to it because it causes an increase in the it causes an increase in the vacancy by 2. So the updated vacancy becomes 3. Let's continue the process. Next we have is a hash. Since we are visiting a hash which is null, we'll reduce the vacancy by 1. The vacancy gets reduced to 2. Next again we have hash, vacancy get reduced by 1. That means we have visited both the childs of 1 in the tree. And let's continue the iteration. Next we have is 2. We will reduce the vacancy variable by 1 and it gets updated to 0. Also, 2 being a non-null load will cause an increase in the vacancy by 2. So vacancy gets updated to 2. So the vacancy variable has 2 now. Next we have is the hash. So the vacancy variable gets reduced by 1 since it's a hash, and it's not updated because it was null. We have visited this node and we have also visited 2. Next we have is 6. Vacancy get reduced by 1. It gets updated to 0, and 6 is a null value. Vacancy gets updated by 2. So the vacancy variable now holds 2. Next we have is a hash. So hash represents null and vacancy gets reduced by 1. Again we have a hash, vacancy gets reduced by 1. So the updated last value of the vacancy once the iteration is done is 0. This is what we need to check. You have traversed the complete pre-order list and you have also built the tree. So we have visited 6, we have also visited the other 2 nodes here. Had there been a case, we have witnessed the vacancy value as lower than 0 while iterating through this string, we would have aborted the process and said the tree is not possible. Let's see a negative case as well. So here the vacancy variable initially holds 1 because we are starting the iteration, and the first value that we see is 9. 9 being a non-null value. Since we are visiting 9 for the first time, vacancy get reduced by 1, it gets updated to 0, and it's non-null, so we add 2 to it because it is creating 2 more vacancies in the system. So next we have is a hash. So we'll reduce the vacancy by 1. Next we have another hash, we'll reduce the vacancy by 1 and get updated to 0. Next we have is another 1 in the string. So since you are visiting 1 now, the vacancy gets reduced by 1 and it reaches -1. You will check if the value is lower than 0. That means you can't fit a tree in the string and you need to return false. I hope you got the context. If there's some confusion, don't worry, everything will be clear in the coding section. So without much ado, let's move on to the coding part. It's a pretty straightforward logic that I have built. So I have split the input string by a comma, and I have extracted all the elements that were there in the form of a string because there could be case there are values of hash as well as integer. And I have initialized the vacancy variable to 1. I start iterating over the nodes that I have split, and for each node we are doing the processing. Since we are processing the current node, you reduce the vacancy by 1, and then it's a failure check. If vacancy happens to be equal to less than 0, then we return and abort the process. We return false from it. Going further, we check whether the node value happens to be not equal to a null. That means it's a non-null value. We update the vacancy variable by 2 because it's creating 2 more places in the tree. And once we are done the iteration, we check in the end if the vacancy variable holds 0 value. If it does, we return true, otherwise it return false. Pretty straightforward. The time complexity of this approach is order of length of pre-order string that is given to us. This brings me to the end of today's session. I hope you enjoyed today's question. If you did, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for viewing it. Have a great day ahead and stay tuned for more updates from Coding Decoded. See you tomorrow with another fresh question. Till then, goodbye.